everyone. This is the mother of the light, Angelique Winter, Papaya, Follow the Light, or Get Left Behind. And I guess this is kind of like a rant video. Not really much rant or whatever. Just kind of like an update on how the semester is going. And I guess I'm going to share some updates on how the semester is going since we are on the mid of it. And also, I just had my spring break, and the spring break really much sucked. But I'll get to that in a second. Okay, so I'm in my second semester of getting my music degree, and boy, this semester is kicking my ass. So, the first semester of just getting the degree as a whole, is, me retaking my class because my mother suddenly passed away. So I ended up retaking my classes. And, I actually did pretty well in my classes. And, at that time, I only took 3. So I took, like, my music theory, and my sightseeing. And then I took vocal lessons. But for me to actually graduate on time and on the time that I actually want to graduate, my new graduation date, I eventually will have to start taking classes that I need to take. So, of course, I need to get back into piano. Even though I did pass my piano 1, I am retaking the credit because even though I did mess with my piano plenty of times while on, the time that I didn't fully, I took a couple of classes, spring 2024, I took, maybe, 1 class, but, I didn't fully, took, my music theory and stuff like that. I just took, appreciation, and I probably took vocal lessons, possibly. I can't really remember. And then I'm confusing myself. But I did, take time to, practice on stuff so I can have some remembrance of, stuff when I eventually go back to starting over again. But I do need, my piano credits. And so I'm taking piano 1 again, and then I got to take piano 2 during the summer. But I also had to have a choir credit, an ensemble, an ensemble? Yeah, ensemble, sorry. So I'm taking choir. So now I'm taking 5 classes, and it's crazy. I know I sound so evil, but I'm not trying to. I'm just, very exhausted. So this semester has just been really, really crazy. Choir is fun. It's kind of hard, because I am I'm more so of a soprano 1, but I was asked to be a soprano 2. And I kind of let my teacher know that it might be hard for me not to be a soprano 1 when I'm not supposed to be one. But I'm working on that. Being choir is kind of helpful, knowing that I'm going to have to learn how to harmonize by myself, because I am a DIY artist, and if I don't have money to pay for background singers, so I had to learn how to harmonize and all the other good stuff. And it's going pretty well. We gotta do 10 songs. Holy shit. And the performance is April 21st. So yeah. Vocal lessons, I'm taking vocal. It's pretty much fine. Sadly, in the beginning of the semester, I started to get really sick. So it was affecting my voice a lot, but now I learned how to manage it, which is very hard, because the only way for me not for my acid reflux to bother me, which causes a lot of coughing, a lot of throwing up, and coughing up acid, is, of course, making sure that I don't eat when I'm not supposed to be eating. But sometimes I don't even eat, and I eat when I'm not supposed to be eating, and sometimes my acid reflux just act up sometimes. It's a lot better than it was last year. But like, it can just simply react, and it can react worse when I'm stressed out. And it's kind of hard not to stress out since I'm taking so many like stressful classes and I'm working and I have to make sure I'm getting some sleep. Like, it's a lot. But of course, I'm going to deal with it. I always give myself grace to complain because I am a human being. But it's to also like allow myself to complain. But if I'm going to complain, I have to find a solution. So choir, so me getting my vocal lessons is totally fine. Sadly, I'm not reaching any goals, and I think that has more to do with me and trying to find the time to work on these songs that I'm currently working on. But I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that I do live in an apartment and I can't sing as loud as I want to because I'm in an apartment. What else? But I do practice my songs. There's a lot of songs that are in different languages, and the simple fact that I have a little speech impediment, I'm not sure if I'm going to upload this video first or upload the other one when I went grocery shopping, but I can't say, I say something completely different, and I'm trying to work on fixing that. But trying to learn, sing a song in different languages is hard, and that's kind of hard to like kind of work on, and I'm trying to find time to practice myself to learn how to speak different languages. It's and like my learning disability. It's a lot of stuff. So that it's that, you know, randomly getting sick and like my voice not being 100%. But I'm trying to learn the whole thing of like just shut up and sing, and like not let stuff bother me and let it is what it is. Now, as for music theory and sightseeing, music theory will always be hard, because you're always learning something different. Shout out to my teacher, Mr. Koch is an amazing teacher in the whole entire world. And I sometimes feel bad that I sometimes whine and complain. I don't whine and complain all the time. I do sometimes feel like, I don't know if it's because I have so many, I'm taking classes, and I guess I had like free time or whatever. Because, you know, or compared to like, whatchamacallit, but I do feel like it's a lot of homework, and like, you know, it's like a lot of homework, and I'm just having so much trouble, getting everything organized. And then like when we're learning stuff, it takes me a while to kind of get it. And then I get it, and I'm like, oh my God, that's so simple. And then we're learning something else, and it takes such a long time to really get it. And it's so frustrating because I feel like I'm starting to understand music mathematicianly, like the, you know, the math that has to go with it or whatever. But musically, it's becoming very difficult as for sightseeing. And he is also my teacher. And like I said, he's an amazing teacher. It's mostly just me. And I'm trying hard not to complain and just kind of deal with it. But I'm still kind of struggling the exact same thing that I struggled with sightseeing 1. Luckily I did pass, but it's like very, very hard. So this is something that both my vocal teacher and my sightseeing teacher have pretty much told me, is that I am not tone deaf. And as in, if you play something on the piano morse, I don't think I can do it with any other instrument. Oh God. But they have made it clear that I'm not tone deaf, which means if you play something on the piano, I can possibly match it 99% of the time. It definitely depends if I just recently coughed up acid because I'm an acid reflux. I can match it. Like, it's totally fine. The issue is like, I very much struggle with my sight singing, when I'm like when it's in my face. And like, if it's like very small skips, like if it's just like, you know, like skips, or like if skips and like very small leaps, like I can possibly sing like, a major third, a major fourth skips or whatever. But the going down is so freaking hard. It's just so hard. And like singing in front of my teacher makes me very nervous. And like it's just very, very hard. And like the thing is that makes it even more frustrating is that I do go to like tutorials and try to get help as much as possible. And I am getting the help. But the issue with sight singing and the biggest issue with ear training is like it's definitely based on how your ears work and how your memory work. So I do practice. I do go out my way to practice what I practice, and I use my piano. And then we're taking the test, and like I think the sight singing that I'm thinking, and it turns out it's not it. And it's just so annoying and it's so frustrating because I can use my ear. I can, but the fact that anything can be a do, anything can be a me, anything can be a meh, it's like very frustrating. Like C major, for an example, like C major, C is do. But if you do it as a G major, C is, what is C? C is so, I think. G, A, B, C. No. Fa. C is fa. Is C fa in G major? G, A, B, C. Fa. So, and it's like, my teacher's like, you have to find a do. Like, he does this, like, I'm probably not saying it right, but tonicization, where like he'll like play like these are like the keys or whatever, and you just gotta find your do. And I'm just like, okay. And it's just so hard. It's just like it's really, really hard. And like it's just it's just very, very hard. And I also complained to my producer at the same time, and he's been like really amazing as I'm trying to figure this shit out. But it's very hard. And like, my teacher is like, I know that you're practicing. Like, I know for sure that you're practicing, and I know you're trying hard. You just have to find like a method to help you remember, to like remember, I guess, to be able to like for a second, because I can, if you play a melody, I can most likely match it just like with like la 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 blah blah blah. But like sight singing and ear training is just very hard, and it's very frustrating because just sight singing on a singing note, we already doing chords, and like I feel like I'm so freaking behind, and it's just so freaking hard because the difference between music theory is like it's pretty much math and at the same time history. But like it's sight singing and ear training is basically on your freaking ear, and it's very hard. And I don't know if it's hard for me because I have been singing and have lived my life as a singer since in high school when I was in choir, and I just focus more on like I will listen to the song and then I'll just practice and I like eventually get it. And now I have to like listen to an instrument and like find do and then find me, and it's just been like really, really hard and like really frustrating to the point that I almost dropped my classes, and then my teacher told me not to. He was like, no, you cannot drop your classes. At first I was going to do it, like just drop, but I was like, let me like let him know, because I feel like, he has been so supportive, especially with my mom passing. This is basically the third time I'm taking a class. Well, I mean, if taking a semester with him for like the third semester, and he was there for me when my mom passed, and he's, always been, like my biggest cheerleader, even though I'm sure that my complaining gets on his nerve, which I kind of get. And it's not just me. Everyone's kind of having a hard time. Me worse, but like, and I guess like music theory too, it's like when like people quit, I guess. A lot of people say like, this is like, so it's like really, really freaking hard. And I remember, and like, it was like a lot of things until I had to remind myself, like, I'm just in like the 4th week of, the semester. And I don't know why I felt like it was like mid-semester, but it was only like 4 weeks in. But it was like I was having trouble turning in my assignments. I was having trouble. I was just having trouble with like a lot of things. I was getting sick constantly. It was just so much. And then I had like other classes to freaking worry about. And I just kind of felt like I was way, way behind. So then I have music theory, and then like we get like a 10-minute break before sight singing starts. So then I remember he was like going to his office, and I was like, hey, yo, Mr. Cook, I need to talk to you. And I was like, hey, so I'm honestly thinking about just dropping both classes because I feel like I'm so behind. I'm behind in homework. I'm behind on what you're like kind of teaching, and I feel like I'm like completely behind. Sight singing is still very hard besides the fact that I'm going to you for tutorials, and like my ears, and like I'm at my piano. I'm going through like the solfege that this, like he has like a paper of like solfege that we're going over. Like I am practicing. I am trying everything to like fucking like, hey, ears, listen to whatever, like come on. Like I can't just remember the rhythm. I need to remember. Like one thing I know is that like Do Mi So has its own like trail of whatever when they're like together like that. So it should sound as similar as me hearing it in C major and then hearing it as, like A major. Like the sound might be completely different, but it has like its same rhythm. And I've been doing that, and it's been really, really hard. And like I go to class and I'm just like, I think I know what it is, but that's not it. And like it's just like really freaking hard. But like I kind of told him like, yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and just drop the classes, and I don't know. And he was like, whoa, like he was like, whoa, no, like you don't need to drop the class. Like no, like yeah, your assignments you can just like try it. You have 4 weeks to do them. So like he was very much concerned, and I felt very, very bad. I felt terrible because it's like I was kind of like wanting to give up, and like he was just like, no, like you're doing fine, like it's and he would constantly be like, it takes years for you to for like air training to be like an easy thing. I mean, it takes time. He would always be like, you think I knew this like in one day? Like it takes time. And I was like, okay, but like you're grading me. He would tell me that. I'd be like, sir, you're grading me with this. Okay, I'm not trying to fail the class. I'm paying out of pocket. And I totally get what he meant. And like, but he was like, no, like don't drop the class. And I didn't. And then like it's kind of funny because like there was something about like he mentioned about like Music Theory 3, and like if anyone was going to like he asked the class like who was planning on doing Music Theory 3 like next semester in the fall, and everybody like raised their hand, and I was like, I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna be in music. I mean, am I gonna pass? And he knows I didn't raise my hand, and he was like, well, you're not planning on taking Music 3? And I was like, I mean, I don't know if I can pass. I mean, sure, if I can pass. And he was like, you're gonna be fine. Raise your hand. And I was like, okay, fine. But no, it's just been like really, really hard, and it's just been like really annoying, and the semester sucks. Only because it's very, very hard. And like I'm more concerned because the weirdest thing is after the first semester of taking Music Theory 1 and taking Sight Singing 1, it was like, okay, like I kind of get the basics of all this other stuff, even though I was still struggling in Sight Singing. Like, okay, this is hard, but I made it, and I survived. I made like a B in Sight Singing, and I made a fucking A in Music Theory, and I'm still making an A in Music Theory 2. He hasn't passed, he hasn't graded all the stuff, but and Sight Singing, he just graded an assignment, and I'm making a 72. Yeah. But yeah, I was like, okay, I know the basics. Oh, come on. Like, I posted a video of my first day in fucking music theory, going into music theory too, and sightseeing, and so optimistic and so freaking ready. And then I'm here, and I'm just like very much frustrated and very annoyed with how the process is going. But like my teacher has told me, music is hard. So yeah, that's so I thought I brought my water. Where the hell's my water? There it is. So like I'm just like this is just me ranting. Spring break is over and I hate the fact that I couldn't really enjoy it because I have so much homework assignment that I need to finish because I'm a little bit behind. And I also have a midterm that's due tomorrow. And like, you know, it's been hard trying to get my assignments done on time with balancing everything. But at the same time, that is my responsibility and I have to deal with it. So, but I'm starting to get very much caught up. I'm just hoping to like eventually I need to record a song, but I need to do my midterm because it's due tomorrow and I'm hoping to start on that today. So that's my rant. Like this semester has just been very much rough and it's very much frustrating and like I really want to give up, but I'm not giving up yet. We're towards the mid of like the semester and I'm so excited. Like I'm ready. Like I'm very much ready for this semester to be over because I'm so over it. This semester was not it's not fun, but that's because I'm learning some hard things and hopefully the hard things I eventually get. I really do hope sightseeing and my ear training can get better because I'm not trying to be too ass out with sightseeing 3 because now we're doing chords and that right there is a struggle and like inversions and now non-chords. I'm like very much scared of this process. Also, I really hate my brain because the whole point of music theory and sightseeing is that you're pretty much learning the exact same thing and they go together. And my teacher is teaching me both of those. And for some reason, it still I can't get it together, if that makes sense. So yeah, that's how I'm surviving in a semester. Yeah. Also, sorry. It's also making it very difficult for me to enjoy and it's becoming difficult making my own music because I know chords. Like I know chords mathematically. And I can't enjoy learning chords and creating music because the whole thing is so frustrating. So yeah, this semester is probably just gonna be one of my roughs. And you know what? I'm gonna go through it and I'm gonna stay strong. But this semester is very interesting and it sucks. But I'm gonna survive it. So yeah. And definitely shout out to my teacher, Mr. Coke. Like, he's an amazing teacher. And yeah. It's just like it's very hard and I'm trying very hard not to whine as much and not complain as much because it's hard. Like it's really hard. And he said that it's hard. He made my class, he made my sightseeing class read a bunch of like affirmations because I guess we were complaining too much and we were kind of getting on his nerves, which I kind of get, but it's hard. It's a hard thing. But you know what? When I win my Grammy, no, I'm kidding. I mean, I know it's going to like benefit me in the future. It's just I'm very stressed out and I would like not to throw up my food because my acid reflux is reflexing because I am stressed over school. But yeah, but besides that, everything else is really sucky. But I'm surviving. Okay, well, I gotta go and get caught up with my homework and get my midterm done because it's due tomorrow midnight. So yeah. Midnight the next day. Midnight of Monday night. 12 a.m. Okay, so I'll see you guys later. As always, live it, love in your heart, and follow the light or get left behind. And yeah, I will see you guys later, and I will be back with more videos. If I can find in between the stressfulness. So yeah. All right. See you guys later.